LEGO's never made any minifigs based on real people from medieval history, so I thought I'd take a crack at making some of my own, starting first with Richard the Lionheart. For his legs, I grabbed these red and white ones from a Lion Queen minifigure. It's got some nice detailed gold prints on it that will go beautifully with this custom Crusader torso that I found online. Though the arms on it are a little bit basic looking for a king, so I swapped them out for these ornate chainmail ones from the D&D series. Now, to complement this very red looking armor, I took a blue cloak that matches really nicely with this artwork. For the head, I found this one from an old Batman set that I think works pretty well for him. And the most obvious choice for King Richard I is this hair with crown piece from the recent Horse Knight Castle. It's one of my favorite medieval LEGO pieces, and it looks fantastic on him. Finally, to finish the figure, I also gave him a lion shield. There's actually an even better one for this figure that LEGO made around 6 or so years ago, but it's incredibly rare because you could only find it in LEGO stores for a very short amount of time. And today it goes for a pretty insane price on the aftermarket, so I went with this cheaper option. Anyways, next we'll make another famous Frenchman, Joan of Arc. For her body and legs, I grabbed these beautiful parts from the Paladin collectible minifigure and added on top a piece of armor from an old castle fig. For her head, I used this one from a Star Wars character, and I found this bob hairpiece that to me makes her instantly recognizable. This is like the ultimate Joan of Arc hairpiece, and I don't think anything else could beat this. Next, we'll head over to Norway to make Harald Hardrada. For him, I took this old scaled torso from Castle 2007 and combined it with the new scaled legs from the Griffin Knights. The dark red colors are perfect for him, and mixing the old and new prints worked way better than I expected them to at first. The dark red on both parts definitely helps sell the transition between the two. Aside from the armor, I also picked out this red cloak that matches up so well with the art that I was basing him off of. And for his head and hair, I used this Luke Skywalker one with a set of long blonde hair. I think this looks really nice, and the alternate face print on him also works really well for more of like a battle look. And speaking of battle ready, I also threw in this helmet that he could wear instead. Next up, we're going to make the last Grand Master of the Templar Knights. This one's actually pretty easy to make if you have the new Horse Knight's Castle. I've taken the legs from that set and another custom Crusader torso to make him. But if you're a LEGO purist, you could totally use the back print of the horse torso, and it's a pretty similar look. I personally like using custom pieces though, so I also grabbed this cloth belt that allows you to sheath a sword on his side. To finish the fig, I came up with this basic old man combo of parts that looks pretty similar to him, with the only real difference being the more generous hairline on the LEGO version. Next up, we're going to make Robert the Bruce. I want to make him by using the same color scheme on the Scottish coat of arms. So I went with these yellow and dark silver armor pieces from the Tournament Knight collectible minifigure, and I also grabbed a yellow lion shield that looks quite similar to the Scottish one. For his head, I grabbed this one from the Pirates of the Caribbean sets from back in the day, and put on one of the old LEGO crown pieces on top. I think he turned out looking decent, but I wish there was just some more options for yellow cloth knights, because this quarter design isn't exactly right for Robert. Anyways, moving on, we're now going to make yet another Crusader, King Baldwin IV. For the Leopard King, I grabbed a torso and legs from the Paladin CMF, and flipped the torso around for a more subdued look than the front design. And I also plopped on some plain white arms to represent the robes that he's wearing. Now, the most important part of making Baldwin is to of course have him wear a leper's mask. Thankfully, LEGO has a near perfect minifigure for this. On the back of this Harry Potter head, we have an intricately detailed silver mask that works amazing for him. I'm obviously basing this figure heavily off of Ridley Scott's Kingdom of Heaven, and I think this head print is basically the only option to do it with official LEGO pieces. And finally, he needs to have some kind of veil to wear over the rest of his head, so I came up with two options. You can either use this newer veil piece or a classic LEGO turban. I think the more western looking veil is more accurate of course, but the turban has the benefit of hiding the sides of the head that are showing skin. Either one looks great, but I think the veil just barely edges it out for me personally. I had a lot of fun trying to make real people from medieval history as minifigs, so if you've got any other ideas on who to make next, please let me know in the comments as I would love to make another series of these. And a big thank you goes out to my channel members Gyojo, Faisal, Rio Bricks, Walktermeister, Sam, Ryzen Covers, and all of my other members for supporting the channel. If you'd like to become a member yourself, you can find more information in the description below. And as always, thank you so much for watching.